So in this one, what I'm going to do is just make a couple of adjustments to the roof. I'm going to add in a base foundation and just apply the modifiers for our balcony. So let's get started. So I'm just going to come over to the layer tab and switch back on the roof layer. And I'm just going to select it and tab into edit mode. And what I'd like to do is add two edge loops here. So I'm going to press Ctrl R and roll the mouse wheel and left click and right click and just zoom in here. I'm going to press S and Z and just scale this on the Z axis, maybe something like this. And I'm going to press E, right click, and I'm going to press S and just scale this inwards ever so slightly. So if I press 1, I can come around here and just take a look at the depth of this. What I want to do then is select this entire edge here right the way around. So if I press and hold Alt, you can see that I've selected all of this. I'm going to zoom in, zoom back in, and just press G, Z, and just taper this off slightly. Left click. Okay, so I just want to add different materials to this area eventually. And I think that's all I'm going to do with the roof. So just back to object mode. And the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to switch off the roof for a second. I'm going to switch on the ground floor plan and switch off all the other layers actually, and press 7. Just come over here, and if I select maybe this section here, I can tab into edit mode. And I'm going to select this vert here, press Shift D, just right click. I'm going to press E to extrude, X, and snap it to this corner here. I'm going to press E, Y, snap it to this corner here, left click. I'm going to zoom in just to make sure I have this in the right position. Okay, and that's fine. I'm going to actually press Z and bring up wireframe, and you can see that's fine there. It's going to come back out. And if I zoom in over here, I can press E, X, and snap this up to here. Okay, I'm just going to zoom back out, and I'm going to press Ctrl plus a few times, select my 4 vertices. I'm going to press P to separate this by selection, tab back to object mode, and if I select this object, then what I might do is just temporarily move it to layer 10, switch this on, and just switch off the ground floor. So with this selected, I'm going to tab into edit mode, select these 2 verts, press F, fill them. I'm going to select these 2 also and press F, and if I press 1, what I want to do is extrude this down in the negative Z by 300. So I'm going to press E and negative 0.3 and press enter. So I'm going to tab back to object mode, just come back around here. I can switch back on my ground floor and my first floor, and I'm going to bring back solid shading. Okay, so that's just really a base in for the foundation of the house. And it's really just to fill up a couple of different gaps there, and it can be easy then to add material to that. The other thing I want to do, if I press 1, and I'm going to switch back on the roof actually, what I might do is actually move this object to the roof layer, and then I can just switch off layer 10. I'm just going to press and hold the middle mouse button. I need to come into edit mode and press A once or twice, Control N because the faces are actually pointing in the wrong direction, and I'm going to come back here. Okay, so I'm going to press 1, and I'm going to go ahead with this section. I'm happy with the height of this small wall that's coming around here and the way the railing looks. So what I'm going to do is actually come over here, and with this object selected, if I come over to my modifiers tab, I'm going to enable the modifiers for these 3 objects here. So these guys that are cutting out the section. If I select this section again, what I can do just to double check that I have the right one selected, I can switch off their visibility, and you can see it's the top 3 in my stack here. So I'm going to switch these back on, and I'm going to apply each one of the top 3. So 1, 2, and so Boolean 1, 1, and 2. What I'm going to do then is select these objects, which were cubes originally, and I can actually just maybe move them. So with them selected, I'm just going to come over here and move them to templates. It's not too important. You could delete them either, but I'm just going to leave them in case I need them again. Okay, and that's going to do it for this one.